Department of Physics welcomes you all to Dr. Vikram Sarabhai Space Museum. Here we are going to learn what is ISRO, history of ISRO, how satellites are launched into space, what are satellites, advantages of satellites, all about Chandrayan 3 and future missions of ISRO.
What is ISRO? Indian Space Research Organization is the space agency of India. The organization is involved in science, engineering and technology to harvest the benefits of outer space for India and the mankind. ISRO is a major constituent of the Department of Space, Government of India. The department executes the Indian space program primarily through various centers or units within ISRO. ISRO was previously the Indian National Committee for Space Research.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Plus 5 seconds.
Liftoff normal.
Here we have a majestic liftoff of LVM-3 M4 rocket carrying India's prestigious Chandrayan 3 spacecraft.
P2 tracking.
प्रज्वलन और सफलतापूर्ण उत्थापन LVM-3 M4 रॉकेट का। यह भीम का रॉकेट आसमान को चीरते हुए अपनी भयानक दहाड़ से चारों ओर कंपन उत्पन्न कर रहा है, जिसे हम यहाँ महसूस कर सकते हैं, और यही दहाड़ है जो वैज्ञानिकों को रोमांचित करती है।
What are satellites? A satellite is a moon, planet or machine that orbits a planet or star. Usually the word satellite refers to a machine that is launched into space and moves around Earth or another body in space. There are two main types of satellites: natural satellites, artificial satellites. Natural satellites. A natural satellite is a smaller body in the space that orbits around a large body. Examples of natural satellites are Earth and Moon. Earth rotates around the Sun and the Moon rotates around the Earth. Artificial satellites. An artificial satellite is an object that people have made and launched in orbit using rockets. There are certainly 3,000 active satellites orbiting the Earth. There are 9 different types of satellites: communication satellite, remote sensing satellite, navigation satellite, LEO, MEO, HEO, GPS, GEOS, drone satellite, ground satellites and polar satellites. Advantages of satellites: communications, spying, ground positioning system, weather detection, geological studies, Earth's magnetic field studies, sun studies, Earth's surface mapping, missile launch detection and Earth.
Let's see how Chandrayan 3 reached the moon. The distance of the moon from the Earth 384,400 kilometers, which can typically cover in just 4 days. However, the Chandrayan 3 mission takes approximately 40 to 42 days due to a cost effect of sending a spacecraft into deep space by utilizing the Earth's rotation. This approach makes it one of the most economical missions in the world. The Chandrayan 3, after completing the 5th maneuver, it starts its journey towards the moon. Likewise, Chandrayan 3 will orbit the moon 4 times, gradually reducing its distance with each orbit.
Dear viewers, the pivotal power descent has begun and the lander module is propelling towards the moon's surface along the intended trajectory.
It has begun, ladies and gentlemen. The power descent has begun. Now the next 15 minutes is going to be make or break. You can see applause. Applause at the Mission Operations Control in ISRO headquarters in Bengaluru, because those scientists there know the importance of this moment. The power descent has begun. The rough braking phase is on right now. This is going to last for the next 15 minutes, and this is where the speed of the Chandrayan, the Vikram lander, has to be reduced from 6,000 kilometers per hour to just a few hundred meters per second. This is the live footage that is coming. The next 15 minutes, a billion eyes, a billion prayers on these scientists and at this mission control room in Bengaluru. Let's go back right to the live feed.
During the next phase, which is going to be the attitude hold phase, we can currently see that the altitude of the lander module is nearly 31 kilometers. The preparation for today's event had started nearly 48 hours before, wherein various pre-selections and uplinking of parameters were done. We can see that the vertical velocity of the lander module has been brought down. It is continuously coming down. And the ALS had already been initiated 1 hour before the scheduled time of the power descent start. Following this, the throttleable engine electronics module, the TECM, was switched on and lander was oriented to the favorable attitude. The next phase after the rough braking phase is the attitude hold phase, which will be for a duration of nearly 10 seconds. The lander will be oriented such that both the altimeters will be looking exactly towards the moon's surface. At the end of this attitude hold phase, height measurement update to navigation system will be given from the laser and car band altimeters. Currently, we are in the middle of the rough braking phase.
More than half the distance has been traversed. More than 500 kilometers has been traveled horizontally. The final half begins right now.
We are nearing the final phase of the power descent.
So those numbers are
Which
key.
is going to be the vertical descent phase or the local navigation phase.
Within 1 kilometer of the
जी
surface.
हाँ, अब हम फाइन ब्रेकिंग वेव के एकदम करीब आ चुके हैं। हाँ, आप तालियों के गड़गड़ाहट से सुन सकते हैं कि हम लोगों ने तीसरे चरण को भी बहुत ही सफलतापूर्वक हासिल कर लिया है और अभी हम वर्टिकल डिसेंट फेज में आ चुके हैं, जिसकी शुरुआत भी बहुत ही अच्छे ढंग से हो चुकी है।
We are above the landing site. The horizontal as well as the vertical velocity is now being constantly reduced. And the lander module has begun its descent towards the landing site. We are approaching the vertical descent phase 2, which will have the lander module hovering at nearly 150 meters above the lunar surface.
जी हाँ, आप इस तालियों के गड़गड़ाहट को सुन सकते हैं, जो कि सेकेंड हाइब्रिड फेज के कंप्लीट होने के बाद इन सारे वैज्ञानिकों के द्वारा की जा रही है।
The sensors that are updating at this point are providing confirmation of the safety of the landing site.
As expected, the retargeting is going on, and this is a very good signature for the lander.
Currently, only 2 engines are now being fired, and we are nearly at 0 velocity, vertical and horizontal. We were hovering, and now we are approaching the moon's surface.
धीरे धीरे लैंडर की वेगमान को कम किया जा रहा है और हम अब लगभग 50 मीटर से भी कम आ चुके हैं। जी हाँ, आप अपनी स्क्रीन पे देख सकते हैं कि हम लैंडर मॉड्यूल
People are applauding Let us all wait to hear from the Secretary Department of Space and Chairman ISRO, Shri S. Somnath.
लैंडर मॉड्यूल पूरी तरह से सेफली और सॉफ्टली चंद्रमा के सतह पे लैंड हो चुका है। ये हम लोगों के लिए बहुत ही गर्व की बात है। हिंदी में एक कहावत है कि चंदा मामा दूर के, लेकिन अब हम ये कह सकते हैं कि चंदा मामा अपने घर के।
बहुत ही उम्दा। The hard work of the entire ISRO community has come to fruition.
आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी, नमस्कार। Sir, we have achieved soft landing on the moon. India is on the moon.
Pragyan rover to do moonwalk. Pragyan name is derived from the Sanskrit word for wisdom. It is a 6-wheeled rover designed to study the surface of the moon. It is designed to cover distance of up to 500 meters each Earth day across the moon's terrain. The rover Pragyan emerged from the lander a few hours after the touchdowns. Pragyan rover is solar powered. It will extend its solar arrays and roll out with a wire connected to the lander Vikram. Pragyan rover will conduct missions on the moon surface for the next 14 days. Pragyan will make all the movements on the moon surface and collect data from wherever it passes. Pragyan will then communicate this data to the lander, sending it on Earth. Pragyan will carry out critical investigation for several elements on the surface like magnesium, silicon, potassium, calcium, iron and more. It will also assist in understanding the moon's subtle atmosphere, studying fluctuations and day by night cycles. This project is prepared by intermediate students under the guidance of Sri J. Ganga Prasad PGT Physics, Telangana Model School and Junior College LRT. Thank you for spending your valuable time.